And it says we are live, so I'm going to do a little bit of tech really quickly before we get going because I'm confident where it's sitting right now. It happens every time. Let's see. Yep. Okay, we are on. We are officially on. Thank you so much for joining today. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I am well, choosing to be well, and excited that our hour has finally come. We connected back in December through Kim. Shout out to Kim Motivation. And we've been intentional to keep in touch. I've definitely been following you on social media, Instagram particularly, so make sure y'all check her out. All the good things that you have happening, all the great word that you share, the nuggets that you drop as a consultant, a coach. And we're going to talk a lot more about that tonight as we go into the topic. So for those of you who are joining live, please hashtag Live Squad. When you catch us on the replay, hashtag replay. We are here with Transcend with Bootstrap Dreams, and it is about all things adulting, entrepreneurship, family, life, you name it. It's about overcoming disappointments. And today's topic with Jatea is networking is a lifestyle, not an event. So listen, whether you are employed, right, traditionally, or self-employed, this is something that you need to know. This is a movement that you need to be activating. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. I cannot wait to hear what Jatea is going to say. I too am a deep connector. So I already had one of my ladies, Tara, was like, oh, she sounds like somebody I need to meet. And I'm like, yep, you do. So please do tell us who you are, about you, and we're going to get into the discussion.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you for inviting me and staying in contact because I've been following you too since December. So, absolutely love what you're doing. And for your audience who don't know me, I'm Jatia Jones of Jatia Jones Consulting. And I'm fondly known as the Natural Networker, currently known as your business coach's secret weapon. Um, And I have been coaching and speaking for years now, everywhere from Japan to the state of Georgia, where I'm naturally and born and raised from. And I, at one point, bounced around. I was born into survival mode, trying to figure out my place in the world. And
Uh-huh.
being a multi passionate serial entrepreneur,
It's a
it
thing.
was seriously. And, it's like, every step or every business, I got closer and closer to this clarity thing. And so now I'm the clarity coach. And it took me some time to realize that that's what I was doing, just in different facets. I was helping people get clear in what you do, not how you make your money. So once you know what you do, you can make money doing you. And so that's led me through my past business of the Natural Networker to now being Jatia Jones Consulting as a clarity coach. And networking has always been my mode of transportation to make my dreams come true. No matter if that was a job, a business, a nonprofit, and I just naturally connect good people to good people in my mind. And then I figured out how to make it a process to help other people make their dreams come true. And so that's who I am and how I got here.
I love that. International, ladies and gentlemen, international, and using all the components of your life to bring it to this forefront. And one of the things that definitely caught my attention that you said is I help you get clear in what you do, not how you make your money, but so that you can do what you do and make your money too. Like
Exactly.
that is what I hear. That is what I heard. And it's so meaningful because a lot of people want to jump right to how do I make the money and how do I, my presence, right? My presence and my branding and all those things are good things. All those things are good things. Yet when you don't have your message yet, those things will mean nothing. They won't serve your purpose. They won't do you any good. And they certainly will not help the people that you're
Exactly.
seeking to help be clear about what it is that you're offering. And so I like that you help with the clarity piece, and we share pillars on a couple of things, actually: clarity, confidence. All of that matters because you have to be able to show up, and you have to be able to stand behind it, and you have to be able to communicate it. So talk more about, you talked about your journey and all the places that it has brought you. What is one thing that comes to mind that helped you have that aha moment that this is what I do, and it comes natural to me, and connecting with others, like it's all my living. It's not just right a job opportunity or that I'm fulfilling or creating. What was that aha moment for you?
Exactly. So I, I feel like they come up with new terms every other day, but I am what they call now an ambivert. I was initially, when I
Mm,
was younger, very much so introverted. I was shy. I would break out in cold sweats when it was time to speak, unless I was around, familiar faces. And so my aha moment was I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of being in my own way. And I was like, Jatia, we have to push past this in some type of fashion in order to do what you really truly want to do and that
mhm,
makes you happy. And
mhm,
so I initially started the Natural Networker to help introverts and students learn how to network and remove that negative stigma from networking, because it's definitely not like the title of today's talk. Networking is a lifestyle, not an event. And it's definitely not the negative connotation of going in and
right,
taking and being that used car salesman.
right.
It's a mutually beneficial relationship. And this is how some of my friends describe me as taking in strays, but I have I have a massive network that I am blessed to be connected to, because I went into it seeing it as a mutually beneficial relationship and not just going in saying, this is what I want, this is what I need, and not looking to extend that olive branch to help as well. So as my aha moment truly was me just being sick and tired of getting in my own way. The story that I have, or the article I wrote on LinkedIn, was
Uh-huh.
I joined a flag football team when I moved to the DC area with some friends, and I drove all the way to the game, and I was scared to get out of the car because I was late,
Oh,
and the introvert in me was like, everybody's going to be staring at me when I walk across the field. So I
mm,
didn't attend that. I literally didn't play a game for a whole year. It wasn't until that next year that I literally drove to a game. I forced myself to get out the car, and it wasn't that bad.
right.
Um, and from there, the rest is really history. I got out of my own way and was like, it's
Yes.
really not that bad.
No, it's
And
not.
and I continued to push myself past myself.
Ah, that is so significant because, it's so easy in life to point to external things as being our problem, right? But if we're really honest with ourselves and we really reflect on the facts of the matter, it's usually not what's happening outside of us that's stopping us. It's usually what's happening inside of us that's stopping us, whether it's a matter of the heart, as we like to say, or whether it's a matter of that lizard brain that just keeps talking and has nothing good to say, right? It causes us to pause when we don't really have to pause. It causes us to overanalyze when we don't have to overanalyze. And it causes us to negate everything that we already accomplished to get to the present time, And so you saying and acknowledging, I had to get out of my own way, I think is a really significant thing. And sharing your personal story, I am one who has come to learn to respect and appreciate personal branding, right? Because we're trained as employees to think about company branding. But when you are out here as a entrepreneur, a solo
Mhm.
entrepreneur, or a small business, and you're growing a team, right? You don't have 100 employees. You might have 2, 3, 5, 10, 20. It's
Right.
still a lot about you, right? Who you are, your core values, your mission, your beliefs. That's why you set out to do the thing, right? And then you use that
Mhm.
feedback to really drive the movement that you're making, the community, the culture that you're delivering to. And I really believe like that's where that whole imposter syndrome factor kicks in, is because you're trying to be a major corporation when all you really need to be is you. Right? Because people do business with
Exactly.
who they know, like, and trust. They're not doing business because of the entity of you. They're doing business with you because of
Mhm.
you. And then the formalities of the entity come along with that. So talk more about that. As you got out of your own way, what was your next step, pertaining, whether it was connecting with friends, connecting in entrepreneurship, connecting in general? What was that next step that you were like, I am no longer going to get in my own way, so I'm going to do this instead?
Definitely. So, I call it the ABCs to clarity. So the first step was
Mm.
part of that acceptance
Mm-hmm.
um, process. You have to accept that you survived 100% of the days that you've already been blessed to live, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
dreamed about where you currently are at some point in time in your past life. And
Yes.
so if you the good and all the bad that you've experienced in life, it
Mm-hmm.
happened for you, not to you. And
Mm.
accepting that piece, and then believing the B of the ABCs is believing that you are destined for this thing that you feel so deep down inside. Believing that you are the secret sauce that somebody out here is waiting on, right? Even when you're applying to a job, a lot of times we get so nervous and we are in so desperation for a job that we forget that they need us. They really need the employee. This is why they're hiring. And just as much as they are interviewing you, you should interview them, believing that you have all the qualifications given to you just in everyday life. As women, we
Absolutely.
truly believe we need more education and more education. But we juggle so many balls that to make the world continuously go round, that we bring a host of experience that we don't give ourselves credit for a lot of times. So, accepting the good, the bad, the ugly,
Mm-hmm.
believing that you are equipped and you deserve what you are going after, and that there are good people in the world to help you get it. Because in life experiences will beat you down and have you feeling like, I need to keep it close knit and I shouldn't share my hopes and
Oh
dreams, and,
man.
the crab in the barrel
Mm-hmm.
mentality, that we forget that there really are genuine good people out here that truly just want to see you win. They
Yes.
understand that if you're winning, I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
And so then lastly, the C is connecting, which is a networking piece. Uh, I try to help people look at connecting more so uh, as like a testimonial. Even if you're
Huh?
not a small
Uh-huh.
business or entrepreneur, just you as a person, people can actually give a testimony for you. So whether it's like a job reference or just your character, that authenticity piece, that
Mm-hmm.
genuineness that you bring, it
Mm-hmm.
spreads like wildfire when people think of something or hear something that connects them to you. So to
Mm-hmm.
share your dream, connected with people, and let them go do the networking for you.
Yes.
That's one of the things that as an introvert, I learned that if I actually shared what I was working on or what I needed, people would think about me when they came in contact with somebody who could help me get that. And as the introversion in me, I didn't have to go and do all of that work. I didn't have to be the front facing, I didn't have to initiate. It came to me, one, because I had these testimonies, my
Mm-hmm.
character, and my authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
People felt comfortable enough to
Yep.
actually connect me to their connections.
Yes.
So the ABCs of clarity were my next steps
Mm-hmm.
to continuously have that snowball effect of trusting my gut and getting
Mm-hmm.
it out of my own way, not listening to those whispers of doubt, and putting one foot in front of the other.
Oh man, that's beautiful. I hope y'all grab those nuggets. I put them up on the screen as Jatia went through them. So you need to make sure, go back, screenshot them, put them into play so that you are not in your own way. So now that you've gotten out of your way, you've shared with the people, you've given them a free gem on how they can get out of their own way, what they can do even to get out of their own way. What are some other things that you want to make prominent when it comes to networking being a lifestyle and not an event, because there is a difference in how you approach it. Let's talk about that.
Definitely. So always remembering that it's mutually beneficial. It should always be mutually beneficial. If you meet someone, even if you are at a networking event and you meet them and you're chatting and you're talking and you cannot help them or they cannot help you, always offer to just keep them in mind. And if I hear something, I will let you know. That in
Right.
itself, and actually
Hmm.
act on that.
Yeah,
So
and
there's
act on
been
it.
times that, um, and act on it. That is the important piece. So when you give, when you come with an ask, they're willing to give and answer your ask. And always have an ask, but clearly know what you're asking for. When you lack clarity or you're multi-passionate and you don't really know what your ask is, people will start to kind of gloss over as you ramble, and you don't want to lose them. You
Yeah.
don't want to lose them. One of my mentors told me once, Jatia, you can ask me for $1 million, and even if I had it, I'm not giving it to you. What are you going to do with that $1 million? What do you need it for?
Right. Where is it
Know
going
what
to
you're
land?
really asking for. Exactly. And her follow-up to that was just the fact that, because I have a nonprofit, she's like, if you needed 1,000 book bags and 1,000 bottles of water for your conference, I might know someone who would donate that to you, and I didn't have to come out of my pocket, a couple of grand to help you. So truly knowing what your ask is, being mutually beneficial, and acting on that give so that they'll be willing to act on your ask.
There we go. It's like the mute button. Those are so significant. And like even acting doesn't have to be so big, right? Some people don't follow
Right.
up because they've told themselves, or someone has misled them to believe that the response has to be this big dynamic thing, when ultimately you're just planting a small seed. You're being, right, a person of integrity. You're following up with your word or with the interest that you have expressed. Nobody probably even asked you, right? 9 times out of 10,
Exactly.
you volunteered it. And so you just following up with a simple message, right? With a simple message to say, hey, great meeting you today. I really resounded with something that you expressed. I look forward to learning more about it. Is there any way that I can help support you where you are right now in whatever it is, right? And figuring out that way.
Exactly.
One thing that I like to share with people, and another woman introduced, she added two more things to it. We talked about the different buckets that people can come into when you meet them, right? As far as networking and relationships. And so I told her, I said, for me, I said, I've got three, but she had five, but I'll share my three. And it's like, there's no really wrong way for people to find a place when they meet me. And then it's a matter of making sense with the follow-up, right? If where that needs to be. And so it's the first bucket is you're a cool person to meet. You're a cool person to meet. Not exactly sure maybe how we fit together in the world yet. However, I might know somebody, right? Just keep them in mind. The next bucket is, ooh, I like what this person is doing. I'm picking up everything that they're putting down. I want to find out more about it. How can I support them? And how can we converse, collaborate, and celebrate one another, right? Like, how can we do more good together instead of looking at one another as competition, right? And then the other bucket for me is either I may become a client of yours or you may become a client of mine. And that's after the rapport has been established, after the clarity has come in, because we see, oh, I need what she has because I'm missing this, or vice versa. And through those dynamics, right, through those experiences, then, like you said, we have testimonials and we're able to say to another person, hey, have you met Jatia Jones yet? Right? I think she's someone you need to connect with. Like, this is what I have encountered through knowing her thus far. This is what I've seen her do. This is how others have, whatever that it is, in their life, in their connections, in their business, right? There's no wrong way. And I think as long as we keep an open mentality about the approach, like you said, go into it giving, not necessarily seeking or wanting something from somebody, but go into it with the mindset of there's room for opportunity. Now let's figure out what that is as we grow together, get to know one another, and figure out what that other person's ask may even be, right? Don't try to solve someone's problem before you even know what it is that they're asking. So I think
Exactly.
your ABCs are dynamic. What else comes to mind as it pertains to networking effectively, making it a lifestyle, making sure that it's mutually beneficial? What are some more things that you could share with the people watching tonight?
Definitely. So I know I specifically have given networking examples, but to
Mm-hmm.
make it a lifestyle is genuinely be interested, genuinely listen to understand, not to respond, genuinely
Yes.
give that compliment, genuinely just start the conversation and give a good morning, a hello, a how are you doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're in virtual land now, so genuinely read their comments or their caption and respond. You know how
Yes.
many times as business owners we put a call to action at the end of a post
Uh-huh.
and everybody's commenting on your hair or on your dress or on your lipstick. They didn't read a
A
thing,
thing,
right?
right?
Exactly. And so I'll go back in and be like, so what do you think about da 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 da?
Right.
And so
Redirect.
genuinely do these things. Exactly. Like answer the question, please, so we can have this conversation
Mm-hmm.
because as you make it a lifestyle, you're doing this on an everyday basis. You're genuinely
Mm-hmm.
having conversations and understanding what the person to your right and to your left need,
Mm-hmm.
desire, want, can help you with, you can help them with. It just becomes an innate thing to think of
Mm-hmm.
them when events and things happen throughout life. So if
Yeah.
you know someone is pivoting in their career and now they're becoming a realtor and you're trying to buy a house, you already have a rapport. You saw how effective they were and how committed they were to the 9 to 5. And now that they've done this pivot or this shift to
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship, they're not just going to leave that commitment and drive at the front door. They're going to take it with them. So why not support them? And you wouldn't have known that if you wouldn't have had these everyday, just natural conversations, engagement
Truth.
with authenticity
Yep.
and intentionality. And so
Yep.
that's how it becomes more of a lifestyle than an
Mm-hmm.
event. You learn
Mm-hmm.
these things just every day by genuinely being interested in your neighbor.
Yep. Yep. And one thing that has helped me significantly, and I share with others when you're talking about that genuine networking, right? That genuine acknowledgement and conversation and just really tapping into the person
Hmm.
is address people by name, right? Like, address people by name. Let them know that you're speaking directly to them. Let them know that you remembered them. Let them know that you heard them, because it's easy to lump people into a group. Yet people really, really
Very.
respond, you know, when they feel personally acknowledged, personally remembered, personally inspired by your interaction. You're leaving them so much better, you know, from when they met you, when they leave
Mm-hmm.
you, they are like, oh, she treats me as a person. She's not just here for the transaction. And so I think
Right.
that, you know, people say, don't say I think, but it's not even I think, I know, because it's a response that I get. Literally, they're like, you really speak to me as a person. Like when you speak to me. It could be a million people in the room, but when you speak to me. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the intent,
And you
that
do.
you feel acknowledged. That Thank you. But it's like that's the intent. And so I share with people, like, if you struggle with names, it's okay to ask the name again. It's okay to say it again and again too in conversation.
Exactly.
Say the name. It's not for them, it's for you. So that when you see them again, it's not just, oh, I remember her face, or oh, I remember what he looked like, but I can't recall who he is. Then you probably didn't quite pay attention, right? So get to know the person and recite their name when you can, right? If you are in from a mass audience, you're not going to know every individual. But when you get with people one-on-one, pause and pay attention to who they are. Everything else is a label. Everything else is a label. But who they are, most of my networking calls, if you will, coffee chats or connecting chats and all the other things we like to call them in the business world, a good bit of them is spent not on business. Who are you, the person, right? And you just so happen to have this amazing consultant agency that you run and a nonprofit and right and all these things. But like helping find more common ground builds the rapport that can't be replaced, that can't, be bought, that can't be traded for anything. You remain at the forefront of people's mind as you're connecting. So these are so good. And I'm encouraging the audience. We got some really good comments. They're like, good stuff, great tips. This is great. They're saying hello. Lisa is saying, this is what we need and know. This is what we need to know. We are acknowledged, liked, and loved. What questions do you all have? We've got some more time here on the talk tonight. Please drop your questions so that Jatea can answer them. She is a networking absolute maven. And so get her while you have her here. And she's also going to make sure that she shares her social media so that you can find her on her favorite platforms. What else would you like to share when we talk about networking being a lifestyle? So we talked about the ABCs. We've talked about genuinely acknowledging. We've talked about being authentic and reciprocity, right? Give first and then receive. What would be one more thing? Like if you had to summarize it all up, what would that thing be?
Ooh, you made it hard because as you were talking, I had other thoughts too. So,
oh, you can share those thoughts. Don't feel rushed.
No, she told me one, but three. So
don't feel rushed.
I don't know who was the first person to state this, but the good old saying that nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. So to your point of reciting their name, people are more open and apt to receive what you have to say and what you have to give if they genuinely know you care. And to the point of if you're horrible with names, just be honest and say, I'm horrible with names. Can you please tell me your name again?
Yeah.
Please tell me your name again. And they would be so willing to do so instead of this facade and the act of or the air of perfection. Just be honest. It goes a long way. And then the last thing that I wanted to state too was, it just slipped my mind just that fast. I said the saying, honesty, oh, your point about actually getting to know them and who they are and their being, that helps you help them.
Yep.
Help you.
Yep.
My favorite saying is help me,
help you,
help us.
That's right.
That's right. If you can help me help you, it helps all of us. I tell people all the time I'm hood and holy. And so one of my favorite rap songs is it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, right? And so if you help me help you, it helps us all and we're all winning. If you're winning, I'm winning. There's no need for competition. Absolutely no need for competition. So when you really genuinely listen and get to know that person and learn more about them, it is that small, minute thing that they may share that helps you help them help you all. And that is the premise and the foundation of networking being a lifestyle, not an event. And then just to summarize it all up, the takeaways or the steps to
Mm-hmm.
really knowing your ask, because I want you guys to always have your ask.
Ooh.
I got caught slipping once upon a time in life, and I was asked a question, and it was at a angel investor event. I did not know
Mm.
it was an angel investment event. I went
Mm-hmm.
along with a friend, and I was asked, "What is your company and what is your largest need?" I can
Mm.
answer the first one. The second one, I was like, um,
Is a common
and
struggle.
when I found out she was the main angel investor who was ready to invest in my dream and help me
Mm-hmm.
solve my largest problem, and I was not able to answer. So at that
Mm-hmm.
point, I came up with the plan to win strategy. And WIN is an acronym. It
I
stands
like
for
it.
what I need, who I need, when,
Mm-hmm.
and why I need. So, what I need,
Ooh,
who I need, why I need. That's what
putting it up.
WIN stands for. And if you can answer those questions, you will always have your ask ready, and you will always be able to articulate your why so that the
Mm-hmm.
person on the other end can go off and network for you and bring you back those resources. If you
Yeah.
can let them know in a way that they can then articulate your why, they can
Mm-hmm.
go help you bring back the who and the what
Mm-hmm.
to
Absolutely.
make your
Absolutely.
dreams come true.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I'm so glad that you pointed that out and that you have you're a woman after my own heart, I swear. The acronyms, right? Because it's easy. It's easy curriculum. It's things that
Exactly.
we can digest, and as adult learning we can remember. And for me, it always surprises me when at the end of the call, right? Because I do not leave a call without asking, how can you be supported right now in business? How can you be supported right now in business? And I ask that specifically because it's not so much how can I help you? You might not know how I can help you yet, but you ought to know how you desire to be supported in business. And then it's up to me to take that ask and put my pieces of the puzzle together and find a way to contribute to it if it makes sense, right? I
Exactly.
share like social media, whether it's posts, comments, tags, whatever the case may be. Same thing with networking. They're invitations, not obligations, right? So as soon as you move away
Hmm.
from the idea that you feel like, oh, this person gave me an ass, so I have to do something, not if it's going to be to your detriment. That's not what they intended. That's not what they want. You're not going to be any good for them if you're out of socket, right? So it's an invitation, not
Exactly.
an yeah, not an obligation. So when you think genuinely and you ask and you are able to answer with the win, keep this acronym. I know I'm going to apply from this way. This is really great because I usually go to the 5 W's in my head, right? Or use the STAR approach, to interviewing. But it's like, if you don't know anything else, know about you, know what it is you came for, know how it is people can get value from you, through you, and to you, and you will win. You will
Every
win.
time.
They'll, every time. The reciprocity factor will be endless. So this is so significant. I'm going to check this chat, see
Hmm.
if anybody has any questions. They're just loving. They're just loving everything you're saying. No, nobody has questions. They're enamored. They're fully enamored, and that means you articulated it beautifully. Networking is not an event, right? It's a lifestyle. You articulated it beautifully,
A
and I want to thank
lifestyle.
you so much for joining tonight, for keeping in touch, right? Being a practitioner of what you teach.
Definitely.
Because we share often, just because we teach it, just because we coach it, just because we consult on it, it does not mean we are omitted. Right? We
Hmm.
still have to put it into practice. And so thank you for being a woman of your word, a professional of your word, and just being abundant in everything that you do. Let the great people who are watching know how they can reach you.
Definitely. So I'm on all platforms as Jatia Jones, except for Facebook. That's Jatia Jones Consulting. And that's Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And my website is jatiajones.com. Fall into my DMs. I talk back. I promise you I do.
Yes, she
So
does.
please follow me, ask questions, and share. Share with someone
Mhm.
that you know can use some clarity or
Mhm.
is just looking to transmute and transcend their dreams to reality. I'm always here
Mhm.
to help.
Yes. Thank you so, so much. You have it here. Jate is going to make sure to put it in the chat so that you can click on the links. You know how y'all like to drop the links now. Click on the link, follow, comment, answer the question, and glow up in your networking, making it a lifestyle and not just event. We will see you again on another opportunity as we share and transcend.